Electricity serves as a basic need in our daily routine. Almost everything that we do nowadays, from house chores, entertainment, studying, and even working, requires electricity in order to run smoothly. Therefore, our team has conducted a study of the quality dimension of a service company which supplies electricity to all premises in Malaysia, Tenaga Nasional Berhad (TNB). Before we dig in further, allow me to introduce our group members, those you will be seeing throughout the rest of the video. To begin, I am Nurul Ain Natasya, along with my two other team members, which is Fatin, Natasha, and Iffah Syafiqah. With no further ado, let's discover the quality dimension of TNB. The reason why we chose TNB as the company for our study is because firstly, TNB is a monopoly company. TNB monopolizes this industry in Malaysia, being the only electricity provider for the whole country. Each premises, be it residential, corporate properties, hospitals, and etc. in Malaysia, consumes electricity that is provided by TNB, which means all of the population in Malaysia is TNB's consumer. Since Malaysians' population does not really have a choice but to rely on TNB for electricity services, this has sparked curiosity in us to find out whether TNB is implementing their services at a satisfying rate or the other way around. We are curious to find out whether TNB really is reliable to be dependent upon and whether the consumers are actually satisfied with the service provided by them. On a positive side, since almost all of the Malaysian population is TNB's consumer, this could help us in gaining the feedback on our survey sufficiently and accurately. Secondly, because TNB produces electricity which is a common need. Since TNB is providing a common need for every individual, it is important for us to figure out whether this common need of the citizens is fulfilled significantly. Other than that, the electricity also acts as a main pillar to advancement in technology. Nowadays, almost every technological gadgets and innovations need electricity in order to operate. Either electricity is needed to recharge the energy of the gadgets or the gadgets need direct plug-in. Not just that, electricity also plays a huge role in the economic sector. Office buildings and shopping malls are some of the buildings that utilizes a huge proportion of the electricity and is deemed inconvenient and inappropriate to operate without the electricity. From air conditioners, elevators, escalators to lighting, all of these important things will require the electricity. Last but not least, thirdly, the reason why we chose TNB is because they are the world's third strongest utilities brand. Being one of the leading utilities brand, TNB is deemed as a reliable and trusted brand to be invested in, even as consumers. Leading the world as the third strongest utilities brand from the list of top 50 global utility brands 2020, this motivates us to study further about their quality dimension, which is to find out how are they dealing with all the dimensions such as communication, reliability, and access in order to establish themselves in that position. Therefore, we want to find out whether the consumers are getting the services that TNB is claiming they serve.
Tenaga Nasional Berhad is Malaysia's largest power utility supplier and a prominent Asia utility with operation in the United Kingdom, Kuwait, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, India, and Indonesia. Value of integrity, collaboration, professionalism, client centricity, foresight, and awareness. TNB aspires to be a leading provider of sustainable energy solutions in Malaysia and internationally. TNB provides power to consumers on a constant and continuous basis, as well as guarantee that demand and supply are always balanced. Moreover, with over 99.3 billion worth of assets, TNB serves a total of 9.2 million customers, those that are from Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah and Labuan. Currently, Datuk Baharin Binti is the chairman of TNB and Datuk Nur Azman bin Mufti as the managing director.
Tenaga Nasional Berhad is the largest electricity utility that supplies electricity in Malaysia and is also known as a monopoly company, therefore they do not have a competitor.
TNB monopolizes the power utility market in Malaysia, being the only supplier that is relied on by the whole Malaysian population.
To understand this further, according to Investopedia, monopoly refers to when a company and its products offerings dominate a sector of industry. The term monopoly is often used to describe an entity with total or near total control of a market.
A monopoly firm is the only single seller found in the market, and there is certainly no non-price competition since there are no competitors. TNB also has full control over the price they set since they are price makers who has total control over the price of electricity. Other than that, TNB can also practice take it or leave it principle, considering that other consumers don't have any other choice other than TNB. Furthermore, there are no competitors in this market because of high barriers to entry, which causes other sellers to unable to enter or blocked from entering the market by the government.
TNB also has patent on its product and is permitted by the government to provide their services. Patents allow TNB to earn a profit for several years without fear of competition to help regain the investment and the high startup of research and development, R&D, costs that they incurred.
There are a total of 8 service quality dimensions. In this study, we have studied 5 quality dimensions of TNB, which we think are most crucial and reliable with the service they provided, which is reliability, communication, access, competence, and responsiveness. We have went through various sources to study this quality dimension, and we have also carried out a survey that is issued to the public, those who pay for TNB services, to find out what their opinion is regarding TNB service.
Reliability, to be defined, is the ability of a firm to carry out their service dependably. Reliability is a very important tool for TNB as a monopoly company because the whole Malaysian population is relying on the service that they are providing. TNB proved that they are reliable with their firm monopoly status in the electricity market. The maintaining of the monopoly status has proved TNB's reliability in the way they're conducting business, since they are able to convince the government to appoint them as yet the main electricity supplier. In the survey, we asked the public if they agree with TNB's monopoly status to remain as the only electricity provider in our country, and 50.8% of our respondents strongly agreed, while 25.9% responded agree, 15% neutral, and only 8.3% disagree. Other than that, TNB has also proved their reliability when they were awarded with the prestigious Brand of the Year 2019 award at the World Branding Awards, which was held in London. Winners were judged through 3 streams, which are brand valuation, consumer market research, and public online voting. Considering all the elements they were judged upon, it is clear that TNB is fairly evaluated to achieve this nomination. Not just that, TNB is also the world's 3rd strongest utilities brand with a brand value of $2.74 billion. This totally outstanding brand value that they had and being chosen as the world's 3rd strongest utility brands shows TNB's strength in the market. This has overall proved that TNB is trusted for the service that they are providing and is consumed undoubtedly by the whole Malaysia. So, is TNB really a reliable electricity supply provider? We also asked in our survey if the respondent thinks TNB is reliable, and 50.7% of the respondents strongly agree, 38.1% agree, 8.95% feels neutral about it, while only 2.25% disagree. Furthermore, from our survey, we also found out that 34.75% of our respondents have never faced blackout in their area. 40.6% of the respondents face it sometimes, 3.8% faces it often, while only 1.5% faces it very often. With this data, we can see that TNB is efficient in carrying out their service, which proves why Malaysians really rely on them and trust them for the power supply.
Communication is a crucial thing in our life. TNB is a company that is dedicated to communication quality dimension. They deliver information very efficiently to the consumers. The platform used to communicate with consumers is on their official website, social medias, and news reporting. Every day, they update their website to provide official news and information.
In addition, they communicate more casually on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel, and Twitter, which the content made is more focused on tips on electricity consumption, lifestyle during a pandemic, ways to save electricity, and many more. Besides, all their social media platforms are updated from time to time, making their communication quality very high.
Other than that, TNB is always seen in the news on television. Any action involving society and the government will be broadcast on television to acknowledge consumers, especially the elderly who do not have internet access. The engagement practiced by them makes it easier for consumers to get information. Based on the survey conducted by us, almost all respondents agreed that TNB is active and consistent in informing their news and announcements.
However, our findings found that only 47.45% followed TNB's social media. This means that there are still 52.55% who do not follow TNB social media, which may cause them not to get the information that should be, especially during this pandemic.
Responsiveness stands for a willingness to assist clients and give quick service. This dimension stresses attentive and promptness when dealing with consumer requests, inquiries, complaints, and difficulties. Customer can tell how responsive a company is by how long they must wait for assistance, answer to question, or attention to concern. Responsiveness also encompasses the idea of adaptability and the ability to tailor a service to the consumer needs. Tenaga Nasional Berhad TNB has set up a call management center CMC, which provides a single point of contact for outage management during outage. Simply dial or send an SMS to 15454 from anywhere in Peninsular Malaysia with mobile coverage for the cost of a local call for voice call and toll-free SMS. It is simple and efficient. We may report failure and malfunctioning street light via the 15454 SMS service. Celcom, Digi, and Maxis mobile phone customer can use the service. All calls are handled by professional customer service representative who will answer your question as well as requests for service and help in the event of a power outage. Caller information is transmitted through TNB Outage Management System (TOMS), which is handled by the Service Management Center closest to the outage location throughout the world. Despite that, Tenaga Nasional Berhad TNB also say it is working hard to rectify problems caused by a recent high increase in invoicing for some of its customers. Based on the survey conducted by us, almost all respondents agree that when dealing with TNB customer service, they are responsive in helping you perform your transaction or solve your issues. However, our finding found that only 70.6% strongly agree and agree. This means that there are still 29.4% disagree about this statement.
In terms of competency, TNB also provides learning and development for all employees from time to time to hone their talents in the areas that they need to be mastered. By attending various certification programs, they can improve their skills in the field they are involved in. TNB provides TNB ILSAS, the premier training institution, to provide employees capability development program to assist their clients in achieving human capital excellence.
The training programs comprise engineering, customer management, IT, leadership and management, safety and health, and many more.
Furthermore, TNB stated that as they seek to future-proof TNB, it is imperative to continuously enhance their intellectual capital to support their operational and technology needs.
They enhance its competency through research and development by investing in new technologies that benefits the energy sector. They invested 98.8 million into R&D on sustainability, power delivery, energy quality, energy infrastructure, energy policy, and digitalization in 2020. This is enough to prove how competent they are in providing their services.
Based on the survey conducted by us, almost all respondents agreed that TNB's employees are excellent and competent in performing their service.
However, our findings found that only 3.7% disagreed that TNB employees were incompetent. This means that the percentage of people agreeing that TNB is competent is very high.
Meaning of access is how easy is it to get in touch with the service provider, either physically or over the phone. In TNB, there are three main channels for consumers to pay their electricity bill. First one is at Kedai Tenaga or counter nationwide. Second, via online through the MyTNB portal. And the last one is via the MyTNB mobile application, which can be downloaded for free on Google Play Store or Apple App Store.
Other than that, users can also pay using alternative methods such as internet banking and JomPay at the Post Malaysia counter, 7-Eleven convenience shop chain, and Kedai Petronas Friendly Business, the 99 Speed Merchant and Pay Quick Kiosk.
Users can also subscribe for monthly payment by direct debit via credit card or bank account for added convenience. Consumers can pay their bill using a variety of methods. Their newer service gives convenience to the public by allowing them to pay their bill without charge even after midnight or on weekend. Users will be able to pay their electricity bill more easily because of this.
According to the result of a survey performed by 84.4% strongly agree it is easy to pay their TNB bills. However, our survey found about 15.6% voting for neutral about this survey. This thing happened maybe because their location is quite far away and has a limited transport network.
In our survey, we also asked the respondents which quality dimension out of the 5 dimensions is the most crucial to them. And from the result, we have found out that responsiveness is the most crucial quality with the most votes, which is 29.7%. Reliability comes second with 23.4% votes, almost tying with competence with 23.2% votes. Access is the 4th most crucial quality with 14.5% votes, and lastly, communication is the least crucial quality with only 9.3% votes. However, this shows a contrast comparison compared to TNB's CSS Integrity Report 2019, in which, according to that report, responsiveness is found to be the least important dimension compared to the most important one, according to our survey. In our opinion, since our survey was conducted in the middle of a pandemic, a lot of drastic changes has occurred amongst the population, which is deemed as the new normal now. Compared to the past research, in 2019, everything was still possible and encouraged to be done traditionally compared to this period in 2021. Now, in 2021, the advancement and urgency of technology has increased rapidly, and almost all sectors are encouraged to move to online platform in order to avoid and limit physical interactions, and TNB is no exception. Therefore, we highly believe that the reason why responsiveness is the most crucial dimension amongst our respondents is because having to perform transactions and any dealings online are causing them to have to wait for responses, unlike the times before when they could get an instant response with physical face-to-face transactions. Not just that, with the rapid increment of online platform users over time, this also increases the demand and reaches that TNB is getting, thus causing the duration for responses to increase.
All in all, after studying in depth about quality dimension of service provided by TNB, we have found that TNB assesses all the 5 dimensions: reliability, communication, competence, access, as well as responsiveness.
As the only electricity supply provider in Malaysia, they are carrying out their service at a satisfying level, which enables them to gain trust from the Malaysian population, as well as making it easy and convenient for everyone over time.
Not just that, after asking the public, those who are the consumers of TNB themselves, we get to conclude that most of the secondary data we have collected regarding TNB quality dimension is accurate and true when the respondents of the survey mostly gave a positive feedback. In simple words, this means that TNB is not only claiming that they are doing a good work, but in fact, the consumer themselves agree that TNB is really performing their job excellently.
Hai, Assalamualaikum. Terima kasih sebab luangkan masa untuk kita mengadakan sesi interview dengan syarikat TNB. So, boleh tak kenalkan diri, jawatan dan juga cawangan mana?
Hai, Assalamualaikum. Saya Liza berkhidmat di TNB Melaka di cawangan perkhidmatan pelanggan.
Mantap. Alright, so sekarang memandangkan kita tengah dalam pandemik, apakah inisiatif yang TNB telah jalankan untuk masih menjalankan servis diorang secara optimum walaupun dalam pandemik?
Kami akan memperkenalkan kepada pelanggan kami iaitu website MyTNB dengan application MyTNB. So melalui application MyTNB, pengguna boleh buat pembayaran maupun komplain di situ. Untuk website MyTNB, pengguna boleh membuat permohonan bekalan, komplain di situ, everything boleh buat di situlah.
Menurut kajian kami, responsif adalah kualiti yang paling penting dan utama bagi warga awam ataupun responden yang kita orang telah jalankan survey. Sebagai tenaga pekerja TNB, adakah menjadi responsif tu satu perkara yang dititik beratkan dalam melaksanakan pekerjaan anda?
Ya, kami peka dan akan mempermudahkan proses untuk responsif.
Adakah anda pernah dihantar untuk menyertai apa-apa jenis kursus sebagai staf TNB?
Kami diberi latihan ataupun kursus untuk mempertingkatkan perkhidmatan kami untuk syarikat maupun pelanggan.
So kursus-kursus yang ditawarkan tu kebiasaannya macam kursus macam mana? Ikut jawatan seorang ke ataupun memang kursus yang semua pekerja tenaga TNB akan jalankan?
Ada yang semua akan jalankan, ada juga yang mengikut jawatan dan bahagian pekerjaan kita.
Satu contoh kursus?
Contohnya macam Better Brighter untuk semualah pekerja TNB untuk mempertingkatkan inovasi dalaman TNB maupun dengan sama ada pelanggan ataupun diri sendiri.
Okay, yang terakhir, apakah satu perkara yang paling anda suka, Cik Liza suka tentang bekerja dengan TNB?
Budaya teamwork.
Budaya teamwork tu maksudnya?
Contohnya, even though kerja tu bukan bahagian kita, tetapi jika departmen lain memerlukan bantuan, kami akan bantu yang mana kami boleh bantu. Sehingga sama ada kerja tu siap maupun komplain kepada customer dapat diselesaikan dengan segera.
Okay, so itu memang sangat membuktikan diorang punya responsiveness terhadap customer diorang lah. Sebab teamwork diorang tu untuk make sure yang mereka sangat
bertanggungjawab.
Okay.
alright.
Okay. Itu sahaja soalan daripada kami. Terima kasih kerana meluangkan masa Cik Liza pada hari ini.
Terima kasih Cik Liza.
Sama-sama.